Hello class. Today I'm not able to meet with you in person, so I have a substitute who's there and going to help me out. Please respect her as much as you would respect me, alright? If you do not, I will find a report from her tomorrow, and we will have a discussion about this, because we need to respect whoever's in charge. In this case, it's your substitute. Alright. With that in mind, let's continue. Okay, today we will be learning about converting fractions into decimals. And I've had our substitute write 1/2, 3/4, 5/10, and 43/100 on the board. So, I'd like you guys to turn and talk. You'll have about 2 minutes to talk about how we might convert these into decimals. Okay, substitute, please pause the video. Okay, go. Alright, there were some great thoughts going on out there. Some of you probably recognized 1/2 as 0.5. Some of you thought you could just turn 43/100 into 0.43 because it's the reverse of what you guys have been doing on when we were multiplying fractions together. So, decimals together. Great job, guys. And I think a few of you may have spoken about dividing things. Good job, great thoughts. Alright, now I want you guys to pull out your notebooks and we'll start solving these together, my mathematicians. Alright. Now when we convert fractions into decimals, we need to think of the fraction bar as a division symbol. For example, we could divide 1 by 2 to get its decimal form. To do this, we will write the problem like so. This will be a little backwards, but I think you guys will get it. Okay. You write it like kind of backwards whichever way I write it, isn't it? Okay. He's not the best looking 2 in the world, but I think you guys get the picture. 2 divided by 1. Okay, so we can't directly divide a 1 by 2, can we? No, we need to add a little something to it. 0.0. Now you guys need to be really listening because this is going to look a little backwards to you, but it's kind of hard for me to write the other direction here. So, now as I write, our substitute's going to be writing up on the board as well. Okay, so there are 5 2's in 10, right? So, we could go ahead and right up here in the ones place, we could put a 5. And then we could go ahead, and since we couldn't divide the 1 by itself by 2, we're going to put a 0 in there because there are 0 2's in 1 itself. Because there are 0 2's in 1. So, answer is 0.5. I know it kind of looks like 50 to you guys, so we're gonna have our substitute up there, write it the correct way, and you guys will get it from there. Alright. So, now we're going to go ahead and move on to 3/4. Going to solve it the same way, which is 3 divided by 4, sorry. Alright. Please pause the video, substitute, and solve this with the kids. Great. Now, you should have the answer of 0.75. Excellent. Now we're going to move on to 5/10. Now, everyone, please write this in your notebooks and solve with me. Remember how we divided by powers of 10 in our last lesson to get our final answer in a multiplication problem? First, we multiplied numbers by power of 10 to change both numbers into whole numbers. Then we multiplied our new numbers together and solved by dividing our product by the same power of 10. So how many powers of 10 are in 10? 1, right? So we could write 5 and move the decimal 1 place to the left. And we have 5/10 in decimal form. Right there, see? As our substitute has just written for us. Okay. Now, with a partner, convert 43 hundredths into decimal form. Substitute, please pause the video and give the students 30 seconds to solve. Thank you. Did you all get it? It should be 0.43, 43 hundredths. Great. Now, I'll give you guys a few decimals and your substitute will write them on the board. 0.25, 0.463, and 0.1. All right. Now we're going to change these back into fractions. To do this, they will have to be whole numbers. So thinking back to multiplying decimals, let's change these into whole numbers. All right. Substitute, please pause this video for about 20 seconds. And students, please solve. Okay, now you guys should have 25 over 100, 463 over 1,000, and 1 over 10, which is 25 hundredths, 463 thousandths, and 1/10. Now we need to simplify these fractions if possible. So, what is the greatest common factor between 25 and 100? 25, right? So, now we need to divide the numerator and denominator by 25. And we should get 1/4, right? Yeah, we should get 1/4. Now, let's try that in the next fraction. Are there any common factors between these numbers except for 1? Please pause the video, sub, and give them about 10 seconds to think about this. Okay, so there really aren't, are there? So that one's already in a simplified form. Then 1/10. That's already in a simplified form too, right? Really? You can't really break down 1 into a smaller whole number. Okay. Great job, mathematicians. Now we're going to do some real world practice. I want you to get into your group for the week and together create a situation in which you would have to convert a decimal into a fraction or a fraction into a decimal in the real world. For example, maybe a runner ran a race in 9.63 minutes and you want to express that number in a fraction for some reason. Like maybe because you want to know maybe you want to know how far you could make it next time, and you could most easily do that by using fractions to find out. Like you have maybe 3/4 of a track and you need to build 3/4 more of a track or something like that. Then, or maybe you have something like a recipe that calls for 0.25 cups of oil, but you only have a measuring cup that marks in fraction form. So, your substitute is here if you have questions, and after you write your problem, you will show it to your substitute. She will help you make the problem clear if needed. And then you will give your problem to another group to solve if there is time. All right. Great job, guys. And tomorrow, we're going to learn about making these into percentages. All right. Get to work and have some fun.